It's day 26 of my As a Bag of Hammers playthrough of Encased with my beautiful idiot here. Although you can't really tell with her mask, although you probably couldn't really tell without the mask. I have done the rounds of the area around Concord, hit up all the shops, and unfortunately, other than the better glove I found for Fox in the last episode, I've come across a couple minor upgrades. I think I got a slightly better version of this helmet, a slightly better version of Fox's pants, and I managed to find the materials to upgrade her Fang Shiv to 9. Would have loved to been able to get that up to 10. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Before I go in though, I have some skill points to spend. This will probably be the last time I spend skill points, but we'll have to see if I can get a couple levels up while I'm in there. It would have to be, well, 2 levels up would do it. Uh, one more perk for free. Well, we'll see if that winds up happening. What I'll get out of Tech 120 is more resistances and more movement speed, because I'm not fast enough apparently. Resistances while tipsy. I'll have to make a point of remembering to get drunk in there. I do get a perk. Yes, we'll save those changes. And poking around, I have chosen Team Mascot. This gives, despite this being a little misleading, it says +2 fortune and companions fortune +2. This is just for the companions. What this will wind up doing, because of math that I could explain, but it's probably not all that interesting, it'll give Fox 1 extra AP and both of them a little bit more crit chance. And compared to the other stuff I have available, yeah, that'll be the one. Lucky to have you. Well, we always knew that that was the case. So let's head on in. The cracked, long, untraveled road seemingly breaks off a few meters from you, drowning in a red haze that looks like fog. But no, this is no fog at all. The fine sand raised by Maelstrom hangs in the air like a curtain behind which trembles the blurry lights and hand flares thrown onto the road. That is quite the mental image. I kind of wish they'd done that because that would have been pretty cool, although low visibility doesn't make for a very interesting setting now that I think about it. A man holding a signal lamp stands at the very edge of the dust veil, his back facing the ruins of Concord. Employee, I was asked to inform you. No one knows what dangers are hidden within Concord. Stay alert. He looks at you sternly. The lamp in his hand glows with a blinding scarlet light. Well, since it's the last person I'll be able to talk to, can we barter with you? You have 40 bucks on you. Look at him suspiciously, and what should happen to you after you enter Concord? He points with his lamp at a dark silhouette, visible even through the raging storm. Once you begin, the entire camp will assist you in your operation. I was under the impression that they couldn't join me. They all seem to be very clear on the fact that only I could go in there. I've heard rumors. Many will probably want to send some help your way, but they'll probably just want to have control over the process. Yeah, well, we knew that. Right now, the whole dome is watching you. He looks in your eyes meaningfully. Play your eyebrows and ask, pointers? The signalman glances over his shoulder at the storm raging behind him. How did this guy get chosen for this? He's like, I'm the guy that sees you off, and it's not one of the other leaders. Take the best things with you. Weapons, armor, plenty of ammo, and medical supplies. Well, got all that. And finish all the other business first. Yeah. If there's anything left to do, now's the time. Well, you never know. You imagine right now just like walking up, oh, yeah, I think I left the stove on. Pull his cap over his eyes and walk away. Let's head on in. So you'll notice they did a pretty good job of staying true to the actual Concord map. When I say they did a good job, presumably they actually used the previous model and then just updated it. But here we are in the Concord bus depot, and we have suppressors? Okay. Is that some sort of Necroid or?
Concord Station's bus stop is shady and silent. Now this place looks completely unrecognizable. The floor is covered with small concrete crumbs, and green moss islands break through the cracks in the tiles, dampening the sound of your steps.
Well, that's right. It's been like 3 years, hasn't it?
The metal doors leading to the station suddenly begin to tremble, slowly shifting to the sides. Primitive automation and reliable light sensors still work despite all the cataclysms. Several people appear in the doorway. They have no insignia and uniforms, but they do not look like bandits. They must be from Picnic.
So the way he said that makes it sound kind of suspicious, but it might be Picnic. And, well, if it's Picnic, let's say hi.
One of them throws up his
It
hand
is.
in
Good.
response. We've been waiting for you, employee. The station is a dangerous place, and we figured you could use some support. Picnic owes you a lot. We want to repay the debt.
I cannot imagine why I'd want to refuse them. I mean, that would be so ridiculously arrogant. No, absolutely. Come along.
The stranger twitches the bolt of the machine gun. I haven't doubted it for a second. We've been scouting this place a little. There are a bunch of afflicted ahead, but don't worry, we'll cover you.
Okay, so these are afflicted as opposed to necroids. All right, Fox. I probably actually should have led with Fox so she could be farther forward. Eiley can easily catch up. Can you hit anything? Not in firing line. Okay, so you're gonna have to move up. Top of the staircase? Now what can you hit? Everything. So these guys have a lot of HP. I'm hoping this glove keeps up with the crits, because if it's this level of blinking damage, we're in trouble. Let's start off with the mechanic. Any of these guys armed? No? Let's go with the mechanic. 50. Yeah, that's not gonna do, Fox. You're gonna have to try a little harder than that. 79 with a crit. Ouch.
There's outsider radiation everywhere. Someone passed through here, scattering their light around.
Okay, so I only got tranquilized. What did that do? Oh, wow. That is a huge amount of fatigue. Not in the firing line, not in the firing line. I was hoping to shoot the one that had already taken some damage, but I think I shoot the one with the fatigue weapon, because if I have these guys passing out, then I'm gonna have some serious problems. Wait, I'm not fatigued? Why does it show me as fatigued level 3? Oh well. Now I did make a lot of grenades. If you can drop him in one grenade, that'd be great. Or nothing could happen whatsoever. That's lovely. Since I can't actually get another hit in, I'm gonna move up and then get into my fighting stance. Okay, Fox, let's see how this new sword of yours is going to do. That's not bad at all. Let's finish off with Mercy Strike. Save the AP. And start moving towards these guys, because Eiley should be able to mop up here. I say that, I mean, he manages to stun his buddy. Okay, let's take this guy off the field and start working on these guys. And save the AP. I don't think people will be attacking Coco. Go with the pirouette. How much damage do we get out of that? 40. Okay, so these guys aren't taking much in the way of energy damage. So let's see about mechanical damage. Even less.
Drop your weapon.
Well, here goes nothing.
Nothing like a status effect of burning. That's not a great position to be in, you know? If I were to describe my current condition as burning... Ooh, that is a nice crit.
Someone from the outside did it. Some outsider.
How's Eiley doing as far as... Okay, so that put her up to fatigue of 3. We definitely need to pop another energon. Where does that put her fatigue? 1. Well, she can't take another energon this turn no matter what, so... Come on, take them down, thank you. You just gonna stand in the doorwell there?
You're dead.
How are we doing? What is she taking? Okay, so she's taking damage from electric shock. I wouldn't call that problematic yet.
There are traces and fractals.
We'll finish
Traces
off
and
with a
fragments. You're
mercy strike.
surrounded.
Ooh, 141 damage. Nice.
Your target location model needs to be replaced.
Okay, Eiley, quickly get in there and heal Fox. And no. Give me back Eiley. Grab this and quickly heal Yoko, because yeah, it looks like she's not taking any more damage, but I wanted to make sure. And lastly, heal myself. Let me see. Rest while fainted. I have fainted. Whoops. Can I use Energon while I'm fainted? Well, see you guys in a couple minutes, because that's literally how this works. I do not think there's a way to wake up one of your characters once they've passed out. It's nice to see what appears to be a fairly substantial jump in difficulty, despite the fact that there isn't a corresponding jump in XP. I was hoping that I'd get a fight to finish this off, because I haven't been getting really too much of a fight the last few episodes.
Senpai, the anomalous radiation level is in the upper range of safe exposure. I advise caution.
The wind howls in the ruins of the hall. The floor here is still strewn with burnt flares and documents stuck to the tiles, traces of a hasty, panicked evacuation. As soon as you enter the room, a panicked howl of the alarm is heard nearby.
I'm going to take my chances again and hope that these are friendlies.
Let's go inside! A voice distorted by the interference of the intercom is heard from somewhere above. Several ropes hang through the holes in the ceiling. Two black shadows rapidly slide down them and soundlessly land on the floor. After them, clutching the rope with trembling hands, a girl in a silver jacket slides down. When she sees you, the girl throws up her hand. "Liao! Garrett! This is one of ours! Put your weapons down! Lower it, for God's sake, before you shoot someone!" She puts on an awkward smile. "Sorry about this mishap. The new committee has tasked our department with providing combat support for your operation. I am Jana Besmer, the administrator."
We'll take the backup.
Besmer nods, but somewhat hesitantly and slightly fearful. Good. Liao, Garrett, get to it.
So these guys here are my backup. Now what I'm going to... Come on, guys. Keep up. I do want to send in Fox first, because I don't want to have to run her all the way forward. Although, maybe not literally be in the front line. Let's see. So having a look, it looks like I'll have a little bit easier time with these guys here. I guess what I'm going to try to do is get Eiley into the back. Yeah, if I can get Eiley into the back and then push forward. Ideally, obviously, I want Yoko here. In we go. You know what? I should have sent through Eiley first, because Eiley has the hand grenades. So I was planning on attacking these guys first because, I mean, this will do a lot of damage, but it won't do, all the crazy effects that these guys are going to do. However, I do have Short Circuit, which is an attack designed specifically for machines, and I'm hoping that despite all the goop and whatever the hell you call it, this still counts as a machine. Let's lay it down, see what happens. Perfect. That's about as perfect as it could have been. 64 damage, that's not terrible. Gonna move Fox one step forward, so she's not blocking the door. I didn't reload Yoko's gun. Okay, so if you move 7, you can still shoot. That's a good hit. Now you guys better not block up the door. I'm gonna want Eiley out there. I don't know if any of these guys have area of effect attacks. If they do, that is not a good thing. Let's see what I can do with Eiley here. Get right on the hand grenades. Well, hand grenade doesn't really do much damage to that guy anyway, so... If I'm getting that kind of damage out of them, I will throw them all day. What don't you like about... Oh, just out of range. 2 AP left. Let's get fighting stance on Eiley. That is a great start. That's a lot of damage out there. This thing's actually nowhere near as dead as I thought it was. But one Necroid down. I think I brought like 30 of these grenades, so I can throw them all day. Okay, so he swapped places with Eiley. That puts Eiley down here. That is not terrible. Actually, getting Eiley free of this mess is probably about the best thing he could have done. Which one of these is Fox now? Okay, so I would like to attack that one, but that's just not in the cards. What we're going to do is finish you off. This should kill him in one. Okay. Do I want to attack this guy? I can't get around and attack him with my sword this turn. That doesn't do much damage there. It does a fair bit of damage there, not much. Let's keep working on the turret. This turret should die in the next turn from the damage over time that Fox put on it. The short circuit only knocked it out of commission for one turn, so hopefully that means, well, hopefully that's the end of it. Yoko, AP of 7. Well, you're gonna have to go for the close target. Are we better off? How many is that? Psychedelic Dart. What does that do? I want 2 action points left over, so resilience. Let's go ahead and do that. 124 damage? I was not expecting that to be. I thought that was going to be just all status effect, but no, there it is. That's a lot of damage. It was more than I was expecting, let's put it that way. Now, Eiley, do your pirouette, and 68 points of damage. Probably should have just thrown a bunch of grenades at him. 100 points of damage. That's more what I'm talking about. And Desperate Attack, what does that do? Okay, ooh. In case of successful elimination of target, the cooldown timer for all abilities is reset. Well, I don't really have any. I should probably save that, but I want him to die, so oh, that is a pity. Well, defense class it is. So what do I do about sense of impending doom? Let's have a look at the medical stuff I have. Is there anything here that comes off as will cure, sense of impending doom? Because I am guessing that is just going to kill Eiley in 16 seconds. Unless that's it, is it just minus 30 evasion? Oh, and she's burning. No, well, she looks like she's burning. Well, we'll have to see. So which one of these is Fox? You can probably kill this one. You better be able to kill this one. Okay, that's good. And we need to deal with the one that's next to Yoko. Save the AP. And I am... Oh! Ouch.
I am the law.
Well, ouch for them. Let's see, is the one that's almost dead this one? Yes. Let's use this and... Come on, finish it off, Yoko. Nice.
Cover me.
Now I can either walk that distance or do the pirouette, and the pirouette actually makes it take less AP to attack. So we'll start with the pirouette and do a regular hit. Now it's Eiley's turn to do some plinking damage. Fox, is it beneficial for you to get up there, or are we just gonna... Yeah, I think we're gonna attack from... Ooh, that does no damage. So do I want to waste an entire time getting Fox in position? You know what I could do? Let's energize Yoko, and then hit him twice from range. Nine AP, which means 2 hits from the big gun. And quickly switch over to Eiley, see if there's anything that can be done. I'm going to hit Eiley with a first aid. Okay, what I was worried about was that sense of impending doom. I was thinking maybe it did like 90% of her total health or something, but it looks like it was just the minus 30 evasion. That fight could have gone worse. That was rough, but it wasn't terrible. Oh right, she's got against all odds because she has lethargy and fatigue. And that reminds me, I should be drunk. Now, I've tried to figure this one out before, but how many beers exactly does it take for me to go from tipsy to drunk? Well, that's 19 beers down. If 19 beers isn't going to do it, is 20? 20 beers, mild alcohol intoxication. That is impressive. I don't think that'll be a problem. That intoxication should last a whole hour, and I'm guessing that I won't be down here for all these status effects. I'm guessing I won't be down here long enough that it'll wear off. Now I just have to wait for the status effect. Has to go pee because seriously, that's 20 beers in 1 minute. That's impressive.
A heavy blow rings out behind your back, followed by rumbling, metallic grinding, and the roar of an engine. You turn to see a phalanx truck racing down the corridor littered with stones and concrete debris. The car stops. An energetic little man with an angry, sunburned face jumps out. "Move out, folks! Look alive! Go! Go!" He slams his hand on the cab, and several fighters hop out. On their commander's orders, they anchor their grappling hooks on the remains of a glass bridge and climb to the second floor.
Well, Zemeckis is still hoping that'll work for him, so sending a bunch of guys who would shoot at me would be the wrong plan.
He stops a few steps away and crosses his arms. "Don't flatter yourself. We're not here for you. We just came to keep an eye on this situation."
Wonder what Conviction 70. How do I not have Conviction 70? Oh well. Everything is clear. You guys are just going to run ahead? I'm absolutely going to let you do that if that's your plan. No? You're just going to stand around and wait for me to move forward? Well, I guess that is kind of a logical thing to do. I think pulling them to me makes a lot of sense because pulling them to me means pulling them to these guys. So what I'm going to try to do is get Eiley here, Fox here, and Yoko. Get out there. We're going to have you take one shot and then run back. I'm going to push this trap. I want you to come all the way to me. Fox, get over here. Save the AP.
Formation.
Yeah, get moving, guys.
Drop your
You're up first.
Drop your weapon.
That's a pretty serious gun the guy in the servo shell's got. I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to let you guys go in first. That's the whole plan. We'll take shots with Yoko. Do I want to take two with that? Or... yeah, let's just take one with the... That thing's doing a lot of damage. Wow. That is a rank 10 gun.
Tactical formation.
Alright, you are close enough that I'm going to just finish you off. And move Eiley back. Have fun, guys. Although, get Eiley turned around. Let's energize Eiley. And with 9 AP left... yeah, let's start shooting this guy.
Someone touched us. Covered our places with their scent.
That was a lot of damage. Oh, wow. What was he shooting? That was a machine gun. At point blank range, just emptied half a mag from a machine gun into a guy.
Code 3, an employee is down, send backup.
I can do this all day. Huh, let's get Yoko reloaded. Jeez, that's a ton of damage.
I am the law.
Okay, now that they've moved forward, now's the time for me to start moving in. Although I don't want to move into range of that turret until it's the only thing left. Or until they distract it. If they're going to distract it, then I'm more than happy to move in. Ooh. Now, Fox, you can't possibly hit from there. What you can do is move here, 17 AP from everything being saved up. And I'm sure you can hit from there. That's a nice big hit. Now Yoko should still have enough AP to drop 2 shots on this guy, which, well, I was going to say would kill him, but not if she misses twice. Those were showing as 100%. I'm going to move Eiley in and hit him twice and then back out. Now, Fox, tell me you can finish this guy off. There it is. And there is a level up for Eiley.
Violator. Stop the attack.
Well, I was planning on doing a pirouette to get up there, but running up there and whacking the thing apparently will work just fine as well. Huh, and it's not going to shoot at me. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. He really should have shot me. Of all the people, he definitely should have shot at Eiley. Although apparently it didn't matter.
On your way through the broken decontamination chamber, you hear a hollow booming and clatter, like someone climbing through a ventilation duct. Pausing to listen, you hear a barely audible voice, slowly coming towards you. Eventually, it will all come down to ethics, Myrtle. Zemeckis will use Maelstrom for his own benefit, as will Nakamura and the Reisners. In this scenario, someone will be left out in the cold. It's important that that someone is the bad guys, the first voice remarks softly but confidently. Shifting the rusted shutters slightly apart, you look through the gap. The ecozone looks deserted and even more overgrown. A mossy Mobius with dimly glowing eyes slowly wanders among the scattered boulders and broken equipment. Looking closely, you notice something else. Over on the right, a huge ventilation duct has fallen through the ceiling. Voices are coming from within.
Let's see who it is.
A small light flickers inside the duct, probably the beam of a flashlight. The conversation grows louder. The debaters are approaching. Do you realize how much you shifted the emphasis? It doesn't matter who will, as you like to say, be out in the cold. God! The fact that someone ends up a loser makes the emulator project a total failure. Completely different forces need to work together, only to result in one winner in the end. The second voice, clearly female, heatedly objects. 3 people appear from the duct, wearing protective suits of unusual design. You can tell they're a Carmine Heights creation, not least because of the huge insignias on the armor's chest plates. Hey, employee! We've come to your aid, one of the strangers waves to you.
Well, we'll definitely take his help because a Mobius is roaming in the ecozone.
Yes, a curious specimen indeed. Toxic glands, durable steel coating, exceeds the average weight by 14.6%, says one of the engineers, who until now had been silent.
That's real helpful there.
The woman, standing next to him, sighs and pats him on the shoulder. You'll have time to study it after the fight, Klaus. I'll even help you disassemble it. Let's go. Drawing their guns, all 3 approach, ready to follow your orders.
Well, fire. I'm not too concerned. Okay, so they just ran ahead. Where does that put... Okay, so Eiley is... Oh, okay, so she's not anywhere near it. Yoko is similarly on the other side of the map. It's just Fox. Well, you guys are going to die.
I am the law.
I am the law.
Looks like we're getting Zemeckis' men joining in as well. That's welcome. Probably be in range to throw a grenade or 2. Ooh. Critical damage with no damage. That's helpful. Let's try a Molotov. Well, it didn't do much. Go down to 1 AP and then drop fighting stance on.
Stop it! It's not humane!
Okay, so noting that this guy is doing area of effect attacks, how close do we want to get Fox? First off, let's drop Energize on Eiley. And with 7 AP left, let's bring Fox down here. Bring her 1 up so that she's facing the enemy. Well, there's a reason I brought them. Let's give it another Molotov. How did you miss with a Molotov cocktail? With it knocked over, though, I probably should have run all the way up. Rather not do that with Fox, though, so I will hit it twice with the Psygloves. Well, that was the plan, at least. Is Yoko finally in a position to start shooting? Looks like she can get off one shot. Seems that whenever a target is down, the misses go through the roof. Can't be that much more difficult to hit this gigantic thing just because it's not standing up. Well, if these guys can't hit from back there... Jeez, you're missing from point blank range. There we go. Oh, probably shouldn't have run forward. So we have another one down here. You can't hit it. Why can't you hit that? Well, if you say so. Let's move here. That did nothing. Unfortunately, after changing my glove, I won't be able to attack this turn. But hopefully this glove will actually do some damage.
Give up now.
Can you hit it, Yoko? Yeah, I was expecting you wouldn't be able to. Probably can hit it from over here, though. Well, we'll try from there next turn. Now, I don't know how much I want to get Eiley down in the middle of it because this guy's chucking grenades at it. I think I might just do the same. Did his grenade actually do any damage? Ooh, okay, so he's very weak to grenades, so we'll just do that again. They have run ahead. They probably shouldn't have, but these things seem to be dropping pretty well. I don't know if I want Fox to run right through the middle. I'm going to have Fox run up the side. Fox is getting a lot of movement here. Not as much as Eiley, but still a very impressive amount of movement. Yoko, can you hit it from there? You can't hit anything today. If we move her back here, can she hit it? Yes. Save that AP.
Senpai, may I explore it after I kill it?
Yes, you may.
I'm warning you. I know Kung Fu.
So is this side glove going to do any damage to this particular? Ooh, yes. Excellent. What is this, fragility? Kind of wish I'd done that first. Let's hit it with defense minus 25. Miss. Did knocked out kill it? Knocked out did not kill it. Seven AP left after that attack. That shows 0 damage. So, how about mechanical damage? Okay, so that's actually a pretty decent number there. And we'll do an inspiring finisher. Nope, that didn't quite do it. Go with defense class in case this guy shoots another grenade at it. Thanks. You know, I'm tempted just to save the ammo, but you never know, Eiley might miss twice, so shoot it with a dart? Nicely done. After all that, it's a dart that brings it down. I figure there wouldn't be any harm in having Eiley and Fox down a whole bunch of drugs, with it being the last level, and with Eiley being able to cure addiction, which is an amazingly handy thing to have. The stat boosts you get from drugs can be fairly substantial. I can take +2 muscles, +3 guts on Eiley for the loss of 1 perception, which is a stat that she doesn't use.
The holographic training simulation is still running. Pink silhouettes are walking their patrol, weapons ready. Looking over the terminal's half-shattered display, you realize the situation has become much more dire. The active program reports that the holograms are equipped to fire energy pulses, and their hits can be quite painful. After some time, you notice a group of temple novitiates. Like you, they're studying the hologram from a safe distance. They haven't spotted you yet.
Well, I may not get on with them, but we're not enemies either. Let's call out.
One of the clerics, presumably the leader, smiles placidly. Employee, we are here to observe. As you know, any interaction with Maelstrom can spiral out of control in an instant.
Alright, well, I'm still gonna try to get you absorbed into a fight somehow. Get Fox and Eiley up front. Yeah, Yoko here. Eiley, I bet you a hand grenade doesn't do anything to this, but we'll we'll give it a try. Oh, oh, it does a lot. Do it again. Nice. How much damage? That did a lot. Okay. Now, Fox, first off, I should have actually swapped you for your other glove. Oh well, this one does more damage. Fragility, is that going to be beneficial? Yes, but not yet. I'm going to do it. I'm going to switch gloves. Mistakes were made. Let's drop it on Eiley. And we're going to hit you twice. Okay, we're going to hit you once. We're going to hit you. Looks like switching gloves was a good idea. Eiley, I want you right there. Go take him out and get in there. See how much damage we can do to this guy.
Someone touched us, covered our place with their scent.
1 AP left. Get into a fighting stance. Can Yoko hit the turret? She cannot. She's still in stealth though, so let's use her entire AP to get her over here. I'm willing to let Eiley just take care of this one. Get Fox moving up. This thing can do so much damage, so we will go with defense class there. Do we get Yoko out of hidden? I guess we have to.
Violator.
Gotta start shooting
Stop
somehow.
the attack. Violator. Stop the attack.
Yeah, get into defense class.
This glow is so strange.
That was lucky. I am just gonna run up and give it a whack. There we go. I noticed before that Eiley was very close to leveling up, and it looks like she has 34 skill points already, and I know exactly what I'm doing with that. We'll dump it all into tech to get one more perk for free. Why not? So my choices are between Sturdy, which will work out to 105 HP, or Armadillo, which is 5 points to defense. Eiley's at 37. But it also means that flanking attacks don't do any more damage. I think ever so slightly, this is the better choice.
Maelstrom is getting nearer. The increasing vibration and tense crackling of your Kairos Geiger counter attest to it. Beyond the door at the end of the corridor, a ragged white storm is raging, and yellowed sheets of paper now and then flap against the dusty glass in the gale force winds. A strange rattling sounds from the restroom. The noise gradually increases in volume until it explodes into a cacophony of breaking porcelain and gushing water. Almost simultaneously, fountains of sewage erupt above the toilet stalls. This disaster is followed by a discordant cry of victory. A powerful kick throws the toilet door open, and 3 fops come out of the stall.
That is an entrance.
One of the fops waves to you, wafting a horrific fecal smell in your direction. We came to make sure you don't get gobbled up by Maelstrom. Helping is not part of our plan, so you're going to have to make it on your own. He pauses to examine the slowly spreading brown puddle at his feet.
Go ahead and move away, pinching your nose. So are we going this way? We're probably going through the bathroom, right? Unfortunately. This guy just didn't bother bringing clothes. I guess he was the spelunker. On the other side of the bathroom, looks like all we have left is a descent to the landing pad. And we've made it to the foot of Maelstrom.
It's so close. Maelstrom.
Senpai, the anomalous radiation level is in the upper range of safe exposure. I advise caution.
I think if we were exercising caution, we wouldn't have been here in the first place.
The crackling of your Kairos suddenly breaks through Maelstrom's howling. Pulsating purple waves ripple and flex in the glowing air as if boiling about the invisible border. You throw your head back to see Maelstrom lazily swirling directly above you, but an unknown anomaly is blocking your way. It's almost imperceptible, but probably extremely dangerous.
Well, we'll start with a bolt.
You throw a bolt at the anomaly. It hops about in the air for a few seconds, as if bouncing on an invisible trampoline, and then flattens as if crushed by a multi-ton press, and finally snaps in half.
Oh, good.
Green rays flicker across the surface of the anomaly, outlining its spheroidal shape. Data scrolls up on your scanner display.
Following lines appear. Anomaly 109, meat grinder. Unknown prevalence, hazard class 10. Presumed function, active element of security system. Sound source, infrared detector, infrared heater. Cautious step?
With an indignant hiss, Fox blocks your way.
No, no, stop!
The anomaly suddenly seems to stretch towards you, as if sensing your presence. And you're not the only one witnessing this. Jumping closer to the anomaly, she sucks air between her teeth and growls softly.
Death. The earth reeks of death. This thing wants to take one of us. I know it. I feel it.
I am not... Okay, so I definitely went towards the evil end of the spectrum by the end of the game. I am not going to ask Fox or Yoko to go into it for me. I'm going to close my eyes and head on in.
You walk decisively into the tensely vibrating bubble and feel the space around you fill with deafening silence. Your ears pop. From your peripheral vision, you notice a rapidly approaching shadow. With a stifled hiss, Fox jumps into the anomaly after you.
That's
the orange mask
nice of her.
flashes in front of your face,
I guess.
and you feel a strong blow to the chest and fall on the ground. Daria is lying beside you, breathing heavily. You're both outside the anomaly.
That's kind of amazing that she did that.
The anomaly surrounding the landing pad begins to change. The vibration around its perimeter grows more rapid and chaotic, as if engulfed by a transparent flame. A moment later, it disappears with a soft poof. The way is clear.
Let's make sure that Fox is doing okay.
Fox growls in your face, shaking with impotent rage. Looks like she was worried about you.
It certainly seemed like it.
In response, the robo-girl tilts her head and squints.
Your demise would be an irreparable loss for humanity, Senpai.
That's nice of you to say.
My analytics module rated such an outcome as above critical, so I took action.
Well, no you didn't. Fox did, but we will dust ourselves off and head to the transport
Good
capsule.
luck with Maelstrom, Senpai. Good luck. That's how they say it, right?
Yoko waves to you. You look back at the ruins of the landing pad once more. A purple glow seems to have frozen in the air. Somewhere high above your head, the transport capsule's cables vibrate like giant guitar strings. Maelstrom is already near. All that remains is to take the last step.
So it looks like Fox and Yoko weren't able to follow me into whatever this manifestation of Maelstrom actually represents.
The Maelstrom, now weak and shrunk, is slowly spinning amidst the thick fog. It is restrained by the emulator's core broadcasting via the Maelstrom beacons, though still very dangerous. You touch it with your fingers for a split second, and a flow of information overwhelms you at once, stunning you for a few moments. Listening carefully, you hear the familiar sound ingrained in your memory. Soft, rhythmic beats like heartbeats. You've already heard them while contacting the Maelstrom through the emulator, but they're much weaker and softer now. The surface of the Maelstrom unfolds slowly and as if reluctantly in rhythm with the beats. Your mind opens toward the white nothingness as if hanging in midair. And something living inside the Maelstrom, invisible but perceptible, freezes in front of you, awaiting your command.
We have a whole bunch of options here. We start by telling Maelstrom it's caca and should be disabled. Tell Maelstrom to kill everybody and laugh like a fool, pretending to be an evil genius, which Maelstrom probably wouldn't interpret as a joke. We have the phalanx transmitter, where we can laugh and throw the thing Zemeckis gave you into the Maelstrom. Or we can twist the knobs on the phalanx device, pull out all the extra wiring to make it look more fun, and then throw it into the Maelstrom. So what I'm guessing will happen here is that this will serve the phalanx. This will send the data to everyone. So this is first option, I think. Remember what Johann Reisner said? Tell Maelstrom that you're tired of hanging out in the dome and want to take a walk outside. Okay, so I'm very interested in this one as well, because that means the isosuit, and leaving the dome is a pretty tempting ending. Whimsically shout to Maelstrom that you want rain, just like Olivia. The beta helmet, which is Nakamura's helmet. We can give that to Maelstrom, or okay, so that'll probably destroy it because Nakamura actually wanted me to twist the knobs on her helmet. I'm seeing a bit of a pattern here. I think it's using laughing as a hint to tell us what is and is not the good endings here. We can tell the Maelstrom that you kind of like those weirdos in the picnic zone. Let it be like that everywhere. Tell Maelstrom to do like the thing the way Russo wants. We can take the ejector, which we got off the temple a long, long time ago and didn't tell them. We can put that on our head and walk straight into Maelstrom. I'm kind of interested in doing that just to see what would happen. Or we could drop Victoria Legrand's head in there, and I mean, that's awfully tempting as well. Let's see if we can narrow these down. I'm looking at these seem kind of like joke endings. So it's between having the phalanx device send information to everyone, or go for a walk outside the dome. And I think I want to go for a walk. I want to see what happens if we can leave the dome. That's the one I'm picking.
From all available options, you choose this one. After all, who, if not the people of Carmine Heights, deserve to be the first leaving the dome that within a few years became a prison to humanity? You give the Maelstrom an order, and it obeys without a grumble. The spinning vortex widens and shoots up to the skies. A real storm rises around you within moments. It pulls in streams of whitish mist floating over the ground. You end up in an endless whiteness, in a dead, silent nothingness. Another milestone in the history of mankind has come to an end. Maelstrom, that you have awakened in the excavation zone at C-12 Nashville facility, has remained completely unexplored, much like the civilization of the forefathers that created it.
Oh, was I supposed to explore it?
Of course, Maelstrom was neither good nor evil. It probably turned out to be just a tool that humanity simply was not mature enough to wield. Perhaps it was a communication interface that tried to unite the minds of all the people under the dome. Or a security system that warned us against getting into contact with something unknown and dangerous. Or a creative force that transforms the world and awakens supernatural powers in some individuals. One thing is indisputable. Maelstrom, lost in its own creation, gave rise to your incredible mind, and once in your hands, it gave you the opportunity to change the fate of the world completely. Few receive such a chance, and naturally, you took it and made your choice. After hearing Johann's ideas, you turned Maelstrom into a kind of giant tunnel, or rather an elevator, leading to the aperture at the top of the dome. Now, any living creature can exit the dome without hindrance. After several years in forced isolation, this possibility gave humanity much-needed hope.
That's perfect. That's pretty much, that was better than I was hoping, to be honest. I was expecting I would just be able to, take a few steps outside, but if we can come and go as we please, that solves, like, all of the problem, well, maybe not literally all the problems, but basically all the problems, doesn't it?
Your decision did nothing to diminish the controversy among the exhausted Baron's dwellers, but it did distract everyone from their unresolved problems, forcing them to believe in an early successful outcome.
Well, you're welcome.
Though you interfered with the new committee, your actions had no significant influence on the organization's fate. Some things changed for the better, some things to the worse, but generally, its status remained the same. You returned to Junktown shortly after defeating Maelstrom, becoming a fully fledged, fairly elected mayor.
Oh, right, that.
You managed to resolve the conflict between Mortensen and Spengler, channeling their rivalry in a constructive direction. Bethany is still hosting guests at her bar, Kurt maintains order, and the settlement is thriving. As for the life on Magellan Station, nothing changed in particular. Zemeckis' embarrassment from losing the elections in Carmine Heights didn't last long. Hieronymus channeled all his passion toward transforming the Phalanx, trying to turn it from a private mercenary army to something bigger. One could say he failed. The false database you gave him did not allow Zemeckis to lure the new committee's key employees away, which was necessary to develop the Phalanx's own scientific projects. The Phalanx remained a community of mercenaries. The pocket country created by Hieronymus decayed gradually, becoming totally unpopulated after a couple of decades. Zemeckis himself died in 1999 after a long illness, seeing for himself both the rise and fall of the Phalanx. Your both covert and open sabotage of the church's activity undermined its attitudes dramatically. Many followers whose faith wasn't strong enough left it. The organization, whose popularity had been fueled with regular donations and its leader's charisma, decayed slowly during several years, until it stopped existing completely in 1989. As for the picnic neutral zone, it degraded slowly for many years. Your help proved to be not enough to provide its autonomy.
Well, that's kind of tragic. I know the first couple there gave the impression that you don't get a lot of player agency in this game, but indeed the outcome of the game can be quite varied depending on which answer you pick, and I know my first time through, I managed to save the picnic. Well, that's sad. I hope Audrey and her dad managed to find somewhere else to live, because to be fair, I don't really care about anyone else that lived there. But they were nice.
You had taken Victoria's head, but broke your promise. When the Fops realized you'd fooled them, they were furious. For a long time, their army, led by ire and sorrow, roamed about the desert, tearing apart unfortunate travelers. The gang's life ended some 30 years later at the Phalanx Fortress, when the last surviving Fops clashed with the elderly Phalanx men. The fight was desperate, and there were no survivors. With Maelstrom transformed into a gate to the outside world, Carmine Heights' position has only strengthened. With the developments in the ISO-suit program and a powerful scientific and industrial base, the Republic soon became the unofficial center of civilization under the Dome, a place where finances, power, and technological progress were concentrated. You performed a great service for the engineers working on the ISO-suit project. Thanks to your efforts, a working prototype of the device was ready in a few short years.
Wait, what do we need an isosuit for? I thought we came up with a solution where people can come and go as they please.
After rigorous testing to confirm the reliability and safety of isosuits, the first expedition was sent to the surface of the Dome.
Oh, so I was under the impression this was just like a rotating door thing. Apparently we still need isosuits?
What they discovered was incomprehensible and alarming. After descending the outside of the Dome, the researchers headed for Crystal Sands. They reported the settlement had been destroyed and abandoned. There were no further communications. A haunting silence echoed throughout the Dome. Humanity now knew that escaping the Dome was not the end of their trials, but merely the beginning. Yesterday's comforting image of a bright, stable future had turned unsettling, even frightening.
Okay, so undoubtedly we've stumbled across the canon ending of the game, because this is a setup for a sequel if I've ever seen one.
Though it became obvious much later. After many years, by that time, the desert had covered your traces. No, the tale of what you'd done is still alive, and will stay like that till the end of time.
Beat the game with a character with low intelligence. So that is Encased. I'm guessing that a lot of you were expecting the game to be a lot more serious, and if you play without the As a Bag of Hammers perk, it is a much, much different game. The fact that the As a Bag of Hammers storyline is as robust as it is tells me, or at least implies, that initially this game was meant to be a comedy game, and that survived in this mode. They later decided to make a more serious game, and that is the game that you usually get when you play with a high intelligence character, which most people are going to do in a game like this. I can't imagine that they would have started with a serious game and then added this later, knowing that most people would never wind up playing it. If you were considering playing this after seeing my playthrough or a few episodes of the playthrough, I would very much suggest it because it is a very different game. You will get a completely different story. You will get a lot of content that you didn't see here. Not a lot in the way of levels, but really more plots, more fleshed out stories. You'll get to know your companions because they actually develop relationships with you. I don't know if there's any relationships, but you get to know them, you get to know their backstories. It is a much bigger game than it lets on with this very entertaining As a Bag of Hammers playthrough. I would also suggest, if you were considering it, and this might actually push it over for some of you, that you check your Epic Games library, because this one was free about 6 months ago, I think, and you might have claimed it and don't even realize you have it sitting there waiting to play. And if that's the case, it's not a long one. It's, 30 hours, which for an RPG is relatively short, and you're going to enjoy it. Is it the best RPG ever made? Not even close. Is it worth playing? Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'm not sure what my next project's going to be, but I will see you then.